Science Department at Lakes College. I have a BSc Honours, I have a PhD in which I spent 3 years carrying out some research, I have an MEd, and I also have a few years of industrial experience as well. The difference then with the Science T level is that it does have a lot of A-level content, but it also brings in the BTEC vocational aspects, and it was also designed by the government to marry up as well with the apprenticeship standards. So it's a much broader content, if you like, than the traditional A-level would have. The Science T level is equivalent to 3 A-levels. It has Core A, Core B and an employer set project, all of which are externally examined in the first year of the course. The Core A covers the sort of knowledges and behaviours that we would expect from an apprenticeship standard, and it covers everything about working in the science industry. So it's all about data analysis, data collection, ethics, confidentiality, health and safety, all the things that a new employee would cover when they go into work in an analytical laboratory. The other unit, B, Core B, covers, it's basically A-level biology, chemistry and physics. So obviously it's not going to cover the entire content of each of those 3 A-levels, but I can assure you that I've mapped each of one of those against A-level modules. So I'm very confident of the standard and that they've not been compromised in any way to traditional A-level standard. Now each of those are assessed externally by an examination. I've got one's 2.5 hours long, the other one is 2 hours long. And in addition to that, there is the employer set project. Now that is something that is quite new, and basically it's based on a series of set exercises set by the exam board, which have to be carried out under, I would say, time constrained conditions. Students might be expected to populate a laboratory information management system, retrieve data, analyse data, write reports, and basically collect a portfolio of evidence that is collected and marked by the exam board. Now all those 3 things, the 2 examinations and the employer set project, all constitute their mark for the first year, and that's graded from A star to U. Okay. Running alongside that, running after that in the second year is the occupational specialism. Now, the one we're going to choose is the laboratory scientist. We have a lot of level 4 and level 5 laboratory scientists working in this laboratory and the other laboratory already on site. So we've got a huge experience in the sort of techniques that students will be using out in industry. There's a whole list of techniques that students need to complete, and again this is assessed via a portfolio of evidence, and again externally marked. So we're very sort of tight on all the things we need to do. So it's taking sort of the analytical units that we do in A-level, and I would say as well the analytical units in BTEC, and it's just taken it a huge step forward in terms of the level and the depth. Now, running alongside all of this is a 45-day work placement, which is, yes, it takes a bit of believing, but it will work. The idea is that the skills that the learners have got through their employer set project and the work that they're doing in the second year on all the analytical techniques will make these students very employable. And these 2 things will complement one another, what they're doing in placement and what they're doing in our laboratories here. Now, the idea behind all this is that when our learners have completed this course, they can step into a laboratory and be useful employees. tremendous resources here at Lakes College. We are geared up to teach at degree level. In my long working time, I have never been in any laboratories for level 3 students that have been so well equipped. Again, the staff are all highly experienced and very highly qualified. We all have some industrial experience of some sort. I find as well personally that I am learning a lot from the apprentices that we have coming in from all the major industries in the area. So I'm learning things from across the nuclear and polymer sectors that come into this building. So we're very well equipped both from equipment point of view and staffing point of view. And we've got, I feel, having worked in sixth form and having worked in the FE sector, the thing I think that strikes me most in terms of the difference is that people that work in FE are able to take the scenarios and apply it to their own industrial experience and make the subject come to life. And it's not just about preparing for exams, it's more about preparing for the wider world of work.